welcome to Let the Play Develop podcast. We are doing a virtual episode this week, so you get to see all of our beautiful faces from our laptop screens. So we're happy to have each and every one of you. We have a special draft episode where we're going to be focusing directly at the NBA draft. So you got that to look forward to. Like I said last week, I have the script, so this will be exactly how the draft goes down on Thursday. So, y'all got anything? Y'all want to get straight into it?
If he's exactly right, real quick, I will buy you a dinner at a restaurant of your choosing.
Well, considering we all three got a choice, I mean, we all three we're doing it draft style. We'll see. So
if you take the time to text me your draft, then
yeah, I'll text y'all the actual thing. The NBA sent it to me. So to give you guys a little bit of context, what we're doing is off screen we randomly randomized our picks, and so we're going to be I'm taking the first pick, the fourth pick, the seventh pick, and so on and so on and so on. And Nate will be taking the second pick. Seth will be taking the third. So we're doing it draft style, what we would do if we were the GMs of those teams. So obviously once a player is gone,
that's facts.
Can't take him because he's gone. Y'all got anything, or should we go ahead and get into it?
Can we clone players to draft them again?
You know what? I guess, actually, yeah, we can do that. So we'll do that.
Oh, that's an ethical conversation. We're not ready to have that on this podcast.
Yo, he just got real. So we're going to go ahead and get straight into our mock draft. I actually have my mock draft simulator up, and I'm looking at the Spurs, who I have their first pick, and it says everything but the small forward they are in severe need of. So thankfully I have a lot of options, but there's only one guy that can go here, and I'm going to take Victor Wembanyama. And if you don't know who that is or need me to give details onto why I'm taking him, I genuinely suggest you look at some tape. I mean, there's so much on this guy. So
yeah,
I'm going to keep it quick and just say, yeah, I'm just going to keep it quick and say he is a beast and will be the number one overall pick. So 7'5" guard skills.
All right. Well, I come in second, and I guess I have to pretend like the Hornets aren't going to trade this pick. That is probably inevitably going to happen.
Yeah,
but if they don't,
true.
If they don't, I have changed my emotions here. They're taking Brandon Miller.
Ooh.
I said I said Scoot Henderson originally, but Brandon Miller is just more, I don't know. He's a better overall talent, I think, at this position. He brings you the height and the length, and he's still athletic, got a shot. Honestly, this is probably not a great take. I would rather trade for Brandon Ingram than get Brandon Miller. But if I have to draft someone this draft, and I can't build and speed up my rebuild a little bit, then I'm taking Brandon Miller.
Yeah, I get you. And I like the mention of the Brandon Ingram because it's interesting. To me, they are kind of similar. We'll see like how that turns out. Obviously, Brandon Ingram's much more polished being in the NBA, obviously. But, you know,
yeah.
I like it. I see resemblance too. So,
all right, that leads to my pick. I have the third pick, which is the Portland Trailblazers, and obviously I'll be taking point guard from the G League. Is it G League Ignite? Yeah. Scoot Henderson.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane athlete. He's a human highlight reel, great feel for the game. And I think that he could make some real noise in Portland. That is if they don't trade the pick anyways, which they probably they're looking to. So
yeah, the Hornets, Trailblazers. One of those will probably not be picking top 3. If I had to guess, one of them will be trading. It's just a matter of who will it be.
Prime Scoot Henderson, prime Russell Westbrook, or rookie Derrick Rose?
Are you
going to bet on this feature, or are we going with the past?
Sorry, ask that one more time.
Prime Scoot Henderson, making a projection of what he'll be in his prime. Prime Russell Westbrook or rookie Derrick Rose?
I'm going to take prime Russell Westbrook. I mean,
I probably will bet on the only thing commodity. Is prime Russell Westbrook was pretty selfish. So, nah.
I mean, depends on if you look at when he was with Kevin or not.
You'll hear it right now. Hear it right now. I'm taking prime Scoot Henderson. Okay, I'm betting on the future. I just
like the safe. I like the bold, though.
The confidence.
I want my take to stand out and like 2 years or about 5 years, 6 years, and y'all will be like, "Hey, I'm going to show it to y'all," and y'all are going to be like, well, "He was right." I mean, I'm
Or
just kidding. I have no
or
idea if
vice
he'll
versa.
translate, but I'm still going to keep the take. I'm
I was
keeping
gonna
the take.
say, or vice versa. We'll show it to you and be like, "You remember when you said this?" So we'll see.
I will delete the footage.
All right, so
All
I'm gonna
right.
go into the fourth pick. I got the Rockets. See, the Rockets is tough for me because I could genuinely see them going in multiple directions. Uh, but that being said, I'm gonna take Amin Thompson just because I like where the ceiling can be, especially because to me, their weak links is probably like maybe power forward. Well, I guess it depends on if
Mm.
Jabari plays power forward or small forward. I guess he's more, whichever way they want to go, they might need the other position. But I think point guard's another big need so I'm gonna go ahead and take Amin Thompson here. Great dude. Uh, Again, to me, him and his brother have one of the highest potentials of busting, but they also have a high potential of like knocking it out of the park and you get a great player. So kind of take the risk. Since
Fair.
the known commodities are gone, you shoot for the ceiling play, in my opinion. So Houston
That's
Rockets.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah. No, I like it. Well, if we're gonna go to second pick, since we're just gonna lead right into it, or not second pick, but my second pick,
Yeah.
which is the fifth pick of the draft for Detroit. I think I made this on my original draft, but I'm still putting Alcer Thompson here. He's once again maybe the lesser of the scorer, but Detroit is a
Mm-hmm.
grit and grind defensive place. They have that history, they have that culture. And I think that stayed amongst the fans. So I think they would be okay with drafting Alcer Thompson, who is the more defensive of the two, to carry that mantle in Detroit. And not to mention, I know Cade Cunningham is classified as a point guard, but I don't think of him as a point guard.
Yeah, he could
Either
easily
way, they
be
can
a
figure out the
two. Yeah,
backcourt.
yeah. So
Yeah,
actually, I
I
just
don't
wanted to
know.
Yeah.
But
let you
that's just
know.
me.
Yeah, I just want to let you know my script says Jarris Walker's going here, but I like the pick a lot. I think honestly it can make a lot of sense, especially if they slide him over to the 3. I like that
Yeah,
personally. So I like
true.
that. I like the pick.
All right. So
So,
I'm having trouble here at number 9. I mean, sorry, at number 6 with the Orlando Magic. Because
Yeah.
it's tough because I mean they just got Paolo.
Mm-hmm.
Wendell Carter. They really need probably a big man. But the thing is, there's
What
no
about Mo Wagner? Okay.
besides.
I'm
Dear
just
God.
playing.
Besides Victor, there's not a really lottery solid big man in this
Yeah.
draft. So what I'm thinking is they need like an absolute enforcer, or they need someone that can score the ball. I am stuck between two players, and they're very similar but also very different, which I know sounds very contradictory, but you'll get what I'm saying. Cam Whitmore and Taylor
Okay.
Hendricks. I mean, they both play power forward. They're both, or Taylor Hendricks could move out to the wing if he needed to, but it's not really where he's comfortable. But here I am going to take. I'm going to take Taylor Hendricks just because
Ooh.
I think that I'm very surprised, and it hurts because I actually really like Cam Whitmore, but
no, I agree.
I think he can throw his body around as well as score. Which he can score better than Cam Whitmore, in my opinion. And I think he'll
I
translate more immediately than Cam Whitmore will.
I had Taylor Hendricks for the Magic in my first draft. I'm pretty sure. So
Yeah, and
glad
I
to see that
criticized
I'm
you
being
for it.
reinforced. Yeah, you did.
That he backs you up. That's funny.
All right. Yeah,
So
no. I guess we're just learning that I'm right about everything, including Scoot. So here we go.
wait, did you back up on Scoot though? You changed your mind?
Oh, I said I'm not being 100% serious, but I stand behind my take.
I know, it's fair. Yeah. All right, so
I gotta add some slight deniability in there, some plausible deniability, so
nah,
that
I
I can
get
cover
you.
myself in the
I
future.
get you. I get you. All right. So
Okay.
next, I get the Pacers pick number 8. Um, I'm a
You know
little.
who I want here, but it's not going to happen.
I know who I honestly, I'm looking at the roster. I'm thinking. I am wondering about Miles Turner's future, but he is still under contract for 2 more years. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Jarris Walker here. I think if Indiana sees that he's available at this pick, they're going to jump all over that and take him. He had a great year at Houston, so that's who I'm going to take here. I think he's versatile too, and he can help in a good way. So I'm gonna take him here.
I actually really like that pick for Indiana.
No, that's good.
Yeah, we'll see exactly because to me their future is a little murky. Like, are they going to keep the roster together? Or are they going to trade? So it's a little bit hard to know their needs. But I could see them definitely going this way.
Yeah, no, I'm not upset with that. Jarris Walker, I think he's one of the players that could probably go to any team, and people aren't going to complain too much because he's
No,
just a force.
yeah, I think he's going to be pretty good.
So I have the Wizards, and
I didn't
ironically, this
even
falls
realize
on
that's
me.
funny.
But I with the Bradley Beal trade happened today.
Mm-hmm.
We have Landry Shamet now, and Chris Paul. I don't think he's going to play for us. So originally, I was going to take the next top talent here. I was going to take Anthony Black, but now that Bradley Beal's gone, yeah, we can have a guy who passes the ball and enhances his teammates. But what teammates is he enhancing? Like, who's going to go out there and dominate? I mean, Kristaps, I like Kristaps. I don't know if he's coming back. I don't know if Kuzma's coming back. I don't
Mm-hmm.
really know what our roster looks like.
Yeah, they both got player options, so that's tough.
I'm going with a little bit of a different pick here. I want a scorer on the team because I don't think at the guard spot or the forward really, if it goes as is, we don't resign. We don't have a scorer. Kuzma's inconsistent anyway. So instead of taking my guy Anthony Black here, I'm going to go with Keontae George. He actually has a Bradley Beal comparison.
Ooh.
I know it's a little high. I know we're skipping a little bit, but
No.
just someone who can get on the floor, score the ball, can play make. So like we can fill it out, see how he plays. But I think I'm going to take Keontae George here. I might get criticized for that, and if they take Anthony Black, perfectly satisfied with that.
Right.
We do need a point guard, but I don't even know who Johnny Davis is or what he can do. He didn't see the floor enough last year for us to really know.
Right.
And if Chris Paul does stay, if he plays a year in Washington, then he can mentor some of these guys. So, I mean, that'll be nice.
Yeah. No, I think
happens.
that's interesting. I don't like. I'm a big fan. Like you said, it might be a little early, but I don't know. I like the pick, so we'll see. We'll see for sure.
Yeah, that's not where I thought you were going with that, but I actually really like it.
No, it's not either. I thought you were going somewhere else, but I like it
all right,
too.
with my next,
it's a good shout.
Yeah, with my next pick, I have the number 9 pick, which is the Utah Jazz. This is a team. I think they have their front court set. I think the front court of Lauri Markkanen and Walker Kessler is very nice to have that as a young front court. Well, semi-young with Lauri Markkanen. What they don't have is a wing, like a solid wing, and they don't have and sorry, Colin Sexton's not cutting it at the point guard position. But with Anthony Black still being on
Jordan
the board,
Clarkson?
I'm going to go. Jordan Clarkson is in his early 30s now. Don't get me wrong, I love Jordan Clarkson, but he's not a
he's not a point guard type either way.
No. So yeah, I think getting Anthony Black in there will really help their offense, as well as their defense. He's a very underrated defender. So yeah, we're taking Anthony Black at number 9 for the Utah Jazz.
I think they would be happy to have him here too. So
1,000%.
I don't know how he'll mesh with Sexton or who you put where, but I think it's a good future team building project.
Yeah, which I think Sexton was kind of just thrown in that trade. Lauri Markkanen was the centerpiece of it. So we'll see how much they value him. I mean, I think he's a good, valuable asset, but we'll see how much they... Honestly, we'll learn a lot about Colin Sexton in this draft. If they do go Anthony Black, it kind of lets you know what they think about him. So,
absolutely.
It's a good pick.
Yeah.
All right. So, moving on to the next one, I get the Mavericks here at 9, I do believe. So, I lied. They're at 10. I keep getting the numbers wrong. I do have the Mavericks, though. That's what really mattered. I'm looking at it, and it's interesting to see, will Kyrie Irving be back? It looks like all signs are pointing to Christian Wood will not be back. So we'll find out about Kyrie. But since
Didn't he
Christian
only
Wood,
start 14 games?
yeah,
That's kind of
they
crazy.
used him so little compared to what I thought. Like I thought he was going to be a big help to this team. That's not. We don't even know if he could be a help to this team. Like they did not let him. So I see two
Yeah,
picks I
that's
really like. I'm gonna run you guys by both just to see what y'all think.
okay.
But so one, I know this is early because this player has shot up the draft boards. I don't even think he was going to go this early originally, but I'm looking at Derek Lively. I think a lob threat, 7'2" defensive guy kind of makes a lot of sense with Luca. So if they're looking at like, hey, we think we're gonna get Kyrie, I almost think they like jump the gun a lot and go with Derek Lively. However, that's not the route I'm gonna go. Ironically, I think I'm gonna go with Cam Whitmore here, just because I like his scoring ability. I
Fair.
mean, I think they might look for a guy off the bench with scoring potential. I'm just saying, I would not be surprised if Derek Lively's a sneaky like shoots up the board goes here, but I'm gonna go with Cam Whitmore.
See, the reason, Seth, you look like you wanted to say something. I'm going to let you go.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just upset because I actually was really hoping Cam Whitmore fell to the Thunder at number 12, but I knew he wasn't going to. Because
Yeah,
honestly,
I
he would
thought
be a
it.
perfect fit for him.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure if Dallas is the best fit for him. I mean, they definitely need some size for scoring because right now they're so guard dependent on scoring. So I think that will help in that aspect. But I wouldn't be surprised if they're looking at a big man either. So you just have to wait and see. But I'm gonna go with Cam Whitmore. I think he can help elevate their
Okay.
scoring and their offense.
Fair. Yeah, I'm not crazy. I have Orlando at 11. That's right. Anyone got the
Yep,
draft board up?
yep,
Yeah, okay. I didn't realize they had that pick that close together. I just
yeah,
forgot. My brain
yeah.
was failing me.
Oh no,
So
you're good.
hey, we already got Taylor Hendricks in this draft, right? He went a little bit earlier with the
Mm-hmm.
Magic. So we're gonna get that kind of feels that bigger man role. It's not a big man.
Right,
He
but
can play the
the four
four.
for
He's not gonna
sure.
play your five, but I think now we feel some scoring. And this is where that man Grady Dick is going to go. Put him in the back court, watch it fly. Hey, I'm taking all Seth's pick, so we're just
No,
messing him up.
I know that does
Dang
speak
it,
for Seth,
Nate.
but I was gonna say, from what I've seen, he's being highly linked with the Magic, so I think that's a good pick. I love how I like have this
It makes
insider
so much
information.
sense.
I just see him linked. He's been linked with the Magic a lot, so I like it a lot.
The second coming of JJ Redick? Question mark.
You never
Just
know.
kidding. Their play
I got
styles
Dear
the
are very
script.
God.
He
different.
is
Well,
no, I'm
slightly,
kidding.
but he can shoot. He can shoot.
The
By that
best shooter in the
40.3%.
draft for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a marksman. So I'm excited.
You can't go wrong, in my opinion, with that. So I like it. Seth?
Oh man, this is tough.
It's made tougher
Because
now,
the
yeah,
thing
for
with the
sure.
Thunder, yeah, it's way tougher now because Grady Dick, that was going to be an immediate pick if he was still there.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing with the Thunder is they already have two guys that can handle the ball in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and for Josh Giddey. They have nice defense with those guys plus Lou Dort. They have a solid young big man that has potential through the wazoo, which at
Mm.
Holmgren. They
Yep.
really need a solid 4, to be honest. But right here, I don't think there's one that they would take. I could see the Thunder
Yeah.
trading this pick if they can't get something that like that or something like a Grady
Mm-hmm.
Dick. And I was thinking Derek Lively because they need shot blockers, but I don't think they would take Derek Lively this high up after getting Chet Holmgren.
That's fair.
So
Yeah.
I'm actually
The
going to
big
go down a
size.
little. Exactly. So I'm actually going to go down a little bit, and I'm going to take Jet Howard
I
from
Ah.
know you thought
Michigan.
very highly of him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
No, that
actually
makes
really like
sense.
Jet Howard. I know there's some attitude stuff going on or something, but I honestly don't care. I think he has a very high potential to be very good in this league.
And good
He's a
size. So
big guard, great size,
that's what I was about to
exactly,
say.
and
Yeah.
also
Yeah,
extremely
that's fair.
athletic.
That's fair.
So I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
take Jet Howard here.
All right. So Next up, then, is my pick. Here I have the 13th pick. I have the Raptors. And so the Raptors are
Ooh.
another one that is so tough for me because of how we could see their like roster just completely change. Apparently, Pascal Siakam is on the way out. We'll see what becomes of that. I would imagine if Pascal is gone, it's only a matter of time before Fred is gone. OG Anunoby's been linked for a while, so like that could be 3/5 of their starting lineup. That's not the same.
I can just see Pascal going to Chicago. I don't know why.
Oh, Jakob Podol is a free agent as well, and then they have Gary Trent Jr. who has a player option. So there is a chance that their entire starting lineup is completely different from last year. So that leaves so much to be filled out. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know which way I'm gonna go. You never know. Fred could opt into his player option. Gary Trent could opt in, but I'm gonna go with Nick Smith Jr. here. I know a lot of people are not the biggest fan of Nick Smith because there's some concerns with injuries. How well will he do? But I also think he's one of the players that has a higher ceiling. And to me, when your roster, like you have nothing going for you on your roster, you might as well take a shot in the dark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm going to
No,
go with
you might
Nick
as well.
Smith Jr. here.
And Nick Smith Jr. just seems like such a Raptors player. I can't explain it. Like, if you just said Nick Smith Jr., I had to guess which NBA team he was on. I knew nothing except for like what I knew now. I just missed out on a draft or something. Nick Smith, he's the guy.
I think
Could be
100% they're
interesting.
taking a guard here, either whether it's Kassan Wallace
Yeah.
or Nick Smith Jr. I could very much see Kassan Wallace on that roster thriving.
Yeah, honestly, I thought about him. I thought about I thought about three different players who could have gone here, and like you said, unless one of those guys that we took earlier falls, I think it'll be a guard for sure. So,
Now Nick Smith though, he's not a great playmaker, is he?
not that.
Are you banking on them having Fred VanVleet?
Honestly, no. I'm banking on them having nobody. So they're like, hey, we're gonna go get someone who can help this team in any way that he can help. To be honest, because if they don't have they may not have much of a. They may have a good playmaker who won't end up playmaking because there's no one who can make shots. So you never know.
Yeah. Well, that's fair. That's fair. So I have New Orleans. We have now gotten to the number 14th or number 14 pick of the draft.
Lottery.
So I was looking at the roster. I'm hoping they keep. Honestly, if I'm New Orleans, I know they want Scoot, but your roster where you have it is good.
Yeah.
You got CJ, you got Brandon, you got Zion. Bank on Zion being healthy one more season. If he's not healthy this season, move on. And I know you're going to lose value, but like it is what it is. I'm sorry. I know you paid him. Sometimes you just have to bite the bullet. I learned that with Bradley Beal. Anyway, so. I want a point guard here, and the best one left on the board is Kassan Wallace.
Yeah, I think that's a great choice.
I know it's a small backcourt because CJ's short, but why not? Why not just bring in another guy who can score, grab a bucket, run your offense? That would click really nicely. If you don't get Scoot, now I still think Scoot and Zion and CJ would be a problem, but Kassan Wallace shouldn't be slept on.
Yeah, no, I like that pick a lot. And it's kind of funny because while I think the Raptors might value Nick Smith Jr. a little bit higher, I think the Pelicans would be like overjoyous that they get Kassan Wallace here. So I like it a lot.
I think that the Pelicans just like people who can dunk. And I don't know why. I just think that might be their thing.
You know what? Fair.
Okay, that brings us to the number 15 pick that I have with the Atlanta Hawks. I think we can all come to the agreement that either Trae Young or DeJounte Murray are out the door. I don't see them keeping both of them this coming.
So it's funny. I've seen a report that apparently the Hawks are looking to trade anyone but Trae Young on their roster, and then I've also seen Trae Young trade rumors. So we'll see. But you can go a number of directions for sure.
Yeah.
So right here, I'm actually going to go with Derek Lively.
I like it a lot.
And it makes so much sense
here
because the he just feels like a younger version of Clint Capella with a lot more upside.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I think it makes perfect sense. I'm taking Derek Lively at number 15.
I honestly I like it a lot. I think like you said, Clint Capella is not like Clint. I think Derek Lively can be what Clint Capella was when he first got there and what they currently are missing. So I like that pick a lot.
Yep,
So we're moving on to 16. I get Utah. I believe I can't remember. Was it Seth that took Anthony Black? I think so.
I took Anthony Black.
I'm
Yeah,
moving on to my. I'm moving on to my next one. I got a good set of choices to be honest. It's kind of interesting. I like Anthony. I'm not gonna lie. This was a little bit harder than I thought because I didn't think I'd come to this point. Um, honestly, let's see. Hold up. Sorry. I know I'm delaying everything. I was clicking on Anthony Black just to see his profile one last time. He was okay. Yeah, he was the freshman that played. So okay. So I'm going to go. We already got our taller guard, so I think I'm gonna go with Kobe Buffkin right here. It
Good
might be
pick.
a little bit of a stretch to pick him already, but I'm kind of looking at the point guards. To me, I think they might like his fit a little bit better with the team, so that's why I'm going to go Kobe here.
Who are you drafting for one more time?
I had the Jazz right here with the
The
16th
Jazz.
pick. Yep.
They're loading up on guards in this draft, aren't they?
Yeah, just because
Oh,
I
Kobe
think I mean
Buffkin.
they have. Yeah,
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Who,
yeah,
who was drafted earlier? I know it was a guard.
yeah. It
It
was
was
Anthony
Anthony
Black.
Black.
I think if you look
Oh,
at the Jazz roster, where they're most
that
disappointed
might
would
fit
be
them.
from the guards because I think
So just
you
load
have
up,
Jordan
see who works.
Clarkson. Yeah, I think you have Jordan Clarkson, who's okay. But realistically, the
I
only
don't like
guard they
Jordan
have,
Clarkson.
I know, yeah, he's getting older. That's what I was about to say. I don't
That
think
skills challenge made me mad.
Colin Sexton
Oh
though.
my gosh, bro.
Yeah, I don't
That
know.
was so bad.
Colin Sexton is the only guard that looks like they could move forward with, and even that's a question mark. So I think they might go guard heavy this draft. To be honest,
Yeah. Okay. Well, if we're going on to the Lakers at number 17,
we
I
are
got someone I
indeed.
really like for this pick.
Hey, that's good.
The Lakers are a contender. We need a plug and play player who is going to
Mm-hmm.
step on the court, make an immediate difference. I'm taking Jordan Hawkins from UConn going to
I
LA.
thought you were
I
gonna
know
go with.
it's uh,
No, go ahead.
I know it's
Sorry.
higher. Like I know it's like, oh, he's not as. I mean, really, he's ranked towards the latter half of the draft, but man, he just won a championship, led that team in scoring. He can.
Yeah,
He just he. hmm. I like Jordan
ESPN
Hawkins. That's
has
all
him
I can
going
say. He can
here,
shoot.
so yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it just makes sense. I mean, they need someone that isn't going to take time to develop. I think you can put him in the roster. He's another, like him playing alongside D'Lo, Austin Reeves, smaller lineup. Maybe they won't run all of them at the same time. But either way, someone of them coming off your bench brings that scoring plug in when the other ones
Yeah,
aren't popping off. Yeah.
I like it.
Anyway.
I like it.
All right, that brings us to number 18. I have the Miami Heat pick. I think that what this team is, they're missing. They need one more piece. And in
Mm-hmm.
my opinion, as much as I love Gabe Vincent and I love Kyle and love a strong word for Kyle Lowry, I think they could use an extra scoring guard, especially a point guard that can hustle and can play some defense. I'm gonna go with Jalen Hood, Shafino here,
Uh-huh.
and I mean
Yeah,
I think it
honestly,
makes
Okay.
he's
a
probably
decent amount of
fallen
sense.
too
He has a
far.
great pull up
I think
game. Oh, he's definitely
yep,
fallen too
I
far.
agree. I like it.
But he has a great pull up game, nice on ball defense. And I think he could really play really well with the Miami Heat.
I like it. So I get to move on to the Warriors. To me, if this draft goes this way, I think that there is I'm not going to say an obvious guy that stands out, but there's a guy that I really like going here. He's one of the higher draft prospects on that Alabama team that was so good. I'm gonna take Noah Clowney here. I like the size.
Ah,
I
I
really like
think it
that.
just I think it just makes too much sense given the like realistically what the Warriors' biggest problem is their size. So I think they might try and address that
yeah.
by going with the 6'10" power forward in Noah Clowney. So That's my pick. I
That's
think he'll
fair.
also go well with the team. He might be a good Kevon Looney like substitution. Like he goes in whenever Kevon Looney goes out. So that's why I'm going to go here, Noah Clowney. They
True.
might even make him
Okay.
a center. You
Yeah.
never
No,
know.
they
They
they need
love
something
short
after
guys.
James
So
Wiseman flopped. So
yeah,
that was sad. So we're back to Houston at the number 20
20.
pick,
Yep,
and I think this is still Houston still in a best talent available type of position,
I
but this player
agree.
can also round out your roster. Houston's got a lot of offense. You know what they don't have a lot of? Defense. And they need to work on that. So if I pronounce this first name wrong, forgive me, but Bilal
We will clown
Koulibaly.
you. All right.
If I can't get Victor, I'm getting the next best player off his team. So bring him in. I know he's got comparisons to OG Anunoby and Torrey Craig. He can be that kind of defensive enforcer on that team because you got your scores, and I think I'd really like to see him running in that lineup. I mean, it depends on who they get in the off season. I know they're really pursuing Harden and Irving. I think are the two main targets. So we'll see how that goes. But I mean, I think he's one of the best guys left at this point in the draft. And if anyone's got a chance, the room to take a chance on somebody right now, it's Houston.
Yeah.
If not OKC, but
See, I
Houston.
was gonna say,
Yeah.
yeah, these teams that haven't done anything yet. I know it's crazy because you want to get proven talent to start getting wins, but at the same time, this is your chance to take shots. So I like it.
Yeah. Can't take the shots while you're up.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like that's why like the Warriors they can't afford to really take a shot in the dark of a guy who might turn into something in a few years. They want to take a now prospect. So I like the pick for Houston.
Okay.
Absolutely. Moving on to my next pick, I have the 21st pick, which is the Brooklyn Nets' first of two back-to-back picks. Zero question who I want to go here. I'm taking an absolute bucket getter to put it their two guard. I'm taking Bryce Sensabaugh from Ohio State.
Ah, yeah, that's good.
Good
That's
I think
pick.
it
really
makes a
good.
lot of sense. The fit works really well. He can handle the ball. Like I said, an absolute freaking bucket getter. Kid's a great scorer. And I think he really could fit beside Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson and Nick Claxton.
Yeah, move into the two guard, right?
Yeah, moving to the two card spot.
Yeah, I like that. So then that ironically leaves me with the very next pick, which is also the Brooklyn Nets. They got back to back here. So I'm looking it over. To me, Seth had the difficult pick here because I feel like there was a couple guards they might be looking at, but since they go guard
Yeah.
here, I'm gonna go power forward, and I'm going to look at the success. And now, granted, I'm not saying this all has to do with Keegan Murray because the Kings were
Dang it.
trending
Stop.
upwards.
Stop
I'm
before you
sorry.
say it.
I'm gonna say it. The Kings were trending upwards before they got Keegan Murray, but they got a rookie who is older. Granted, he is older, but he had a historic rookie shooting performance. He shot better than any rookie has. So I think, and I'm not saying this is gonna have the same results, but I think the Nets are gonna try to take a pick out of the Kings book and draft Chris Murray, the left-handed version of Keegan Murray. Granted, I don't know if he'll shoot as well. We'll have to wait and see because that was crazy what Keegan Murray did. But I'm gonna go Chris Murray here.
I like the pick. I just don't like that you made it because that puts me in a tough spot.
No, I get you.
But yeah. Okay. Well, you hurt me here. So I was going to say, man, that's a dynamic player for Portland to put beside. He's a good 3-and-D guy. I won't say dynamic. He could be dynamic. We'll see. I would have loved that beside Scoot. But at this point, then, I'm going with more of a role player to build around Scoot as the superstar. And this guy could develop. I don't know. But I'm going with Olivier Maxence Prosper at this pick for Portland.
Uh-huh.
I don't really know. I know they got Jeremy Grant. I think this would be a really good pick to anchor that defense.
Yeah.
Maybe I just don't. I know Portland needs a scorer, but there aren't many scores left at this point in the draft, so I say take what you can get.
No, I like it, especially because it's another team that we could see dramatic changes in before this game. I mean, before the season starts. So I like it. I like it. It's a good shout.
And you mentioned you can tell I didn't mention Damian Lillard at all, so I'm assuming
Yeah,
if they
we'll see.
drafted Scoot, Dame is gone. So
Right. Yeah, we'll definitely have to wait
yeah,
and see.
okay.
All right. With my next pick, I have the Sacramento Kings 24th pick. And right here, I think that let's see. This one's tough for me because I think the only real hole in their starting lineup is at small forward. And I think that's probably their biggest hole in general is at small forward. Don't get me wrong, I love Harrison Barnes, but he's also getting up there in age.
And he's a free agent, so we'll
I'm
see if he goes back.
Yeah.
exactly. So I think right here I'm going to go with. Sorry, I have to find him.
No, you're good, man.
I think right here I am going to go with Rayan Rupert. I think that's how you say his name.
Yep, from France. Yep, I like
From
it.
France. Yeah,
Why are you drafting a player you don't even know? I'm joking. I'm just like,
you literally just did the same thing with Bilal Koulibaly. I think is his name.
Hey,
great defender.
I watch the French league religiously.
Yeah,
yeah, sure.
exactly. But yeah, he's an absolutely incredible defender, and I think he could make defensive plays. Apparently, he can also show flashes on offense. I don't watch much French basketball, but I think.
Hey, fair.
I mean, I think I think that's where they would go here is looking for a wing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fair.
So to me, this is another interesting team selection that I will have coming up here with the Memphis Grizzlies. It is official that Ja Morant will be missing the first 25, at least the first 25 games. I don't want to put anything bad into the into the universe, but would we end up being surprised if he misses more than 25 games? I mean, right now that's his punishment, but I would not be surprised if something else happens later on. So I'm looking at this team. I honestly like the construction of it. I see a hole at small forward now with wow, completely blank. But they're gonna need help scoring because right now I'm looking at this team and I only really like what Desmond Bane does scoring, honestly. With the ball in his hands. Dylan Brooks will not be back under any circumstances. That was the guy I was missing a second ago. So I'm very torn. I think what may end up happening is they may take a shot on Derek Whitehead here. To me, he's another one of those like kind of shots in the dark players that we'll see how it goes. I just see him helping out because they don't have great depth at guard. To me, in my opinion, I don't really like, and I think Derek can play one, can play two, and if necessary, Mike can slide over to the three. He's got to put on some muscle to slide to the three, but I could see it being a thing that happens in the offseason. So I'm going to go with Derek Whitehead. I'm not feeling great about it, but it's who I'm going with. I think he can just plug into three different spots they need, so that's who I'm going.
Okay, that's fair. So we're moving on to the Pacers. I have back-to-back Pacers picks coming up. So 26, I have Indiana. And I'm going to make a pick to make Steven mad. I'm taking Terquavion Smith here.
Hey, I love it.
A little earlier than most people are. I would take this for either.
ESPN's got him going 32, so it's only a few picks.
I'm taking him here because I didn't want Steven to pick him before I did.
Hey, that's fair. I was going to rant about how good he is, so. Not rant, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you got a scoring guard.
You said Terquavion, right?
Like him.
Yeah,
I would like him coming off my bench. I want him as my sixth man. I think he could be a great scoring boost coming in when Tyrese Halliburton needs to take a rest. Another scoring option coming in. I mean, he probably won't play. I don't think Terquavion. He probably play more two guard, honestly. I don't know.
He's a great off-ball shooter, so it's interesting. We'll see how he goes.
I could see like a Lou Will type role for him in the league. So
100%.
That might be a stretch, but that's what I want him in Indiana for that.
Yeah, no, I like it. Plus, to me, when you do that pick, he is very different. You have three very different guards that you can play situationally. You have Tyrese Halliburton, who's a great playmaker, can score. You have Buddy Hield, great shooter, and then you have Tre'Quavion Smith, who's more of a scorer than a shooter, but it can also shoot. So I don't know. For some reason, having those three to me makes a lot of sense. So I like it.
Sounds like something a State fan would say.
Yeah, for sure, it is. So.
Okay, so that leaves me with the 27th pick for the Hornets.
So sad.
Let's see.
I didn't get a Hornets pick.
So,
it's fine.
I know that because let's see, the second pick Nate took Brandon Miller, correct?
That is correct. Yes, that is correct.
Okay. For some reason, I feel like they put Brandon Miller at the 3. I mean, I think it makes way more sense to put him at the 4.
Oh yeah, I like him at the 3 personally.
And I also think that also I would have loved to take Derek Whitehead here, or Derek Whitehead here, sorry. But Steven already took him. I don't think that PJ Washington has what it takes to be a starter on a winning team,
I don't
or at
think
least a playoff team.
Yeah.
No. I'm gonna take Leonard Miller here. I think that Leonard Miller is someone that in this draft that has a very high upside. Don't get me wrong; he has a very low floor because he has not really grown into his body that great. But I think that he has a very high upside to be a solid starter in the NBA.
That's good. That's fair.
I like it. I'm not gonna lie. I was if you didn't take him here, this is where I was gonna have him going. So I like the pick. I'm looking now. I have the Jazz. I feel like I already I did have the Jazz earlier, so I get another Jazz pick. I'm looking at this team. Obviously, believe it or not, I'm not gonna go another guard here because I feel like they did their job. One of those 2 guards will probably hit and they'll be good. So I'm looking at the roster, and I think what they might do might surprise some people. I think they look at their front court and they feel good with what they got, but I would not be surprised if they take a shot in the dark with Gigi Jackson here. So that is who I'm going to be having going here out of South Carolina, the 6'9" power forward. It might be a little bit of a stretch, but I think I like him here, so that's who I have going here.
Is it weird that I think Gigi Jackson's a safe bet to be a good role player for your team?
Yeah,
no,
so
I agree with you.
Yeah, and I think he has some upside. When you start getting closer to pick 30, the upside of players starts to get capped a little bit more. But I think he still has a chance to give you a little bit more, and I think he will be a good role player. So I like what you said.
Yeah. So can someone remind me who was the first Indiana pick?
Yeah, I got you. It was Jarris Walker and then Tre'Quavion Smith.
Okay, Jarris Walker. That's great. That's a beautiful draft. So that helps me to make this decision because I was looking at Trace Jackson Davis, and it would be nice to have a rim protector there, but we still have the existence of Miles Turner. So until he's gone,
right.
I still want a big man though here. I'm not taking another guard. I think they have plenty of guards at this point. So I want the stretch big Tristan Vukcevic. Probably butchered that. But someone who can come in, take some shots, stretch the floor. Even if he's off the bench unit, we're probably looking at second stringers at this point. But people who could become first stringers. He's not going to be a first stringer while Miles is there. But I think that's a safe pick at this point. Someone who's, stretch bigs are popular. Bigs who can do everything are popular, but stretch bigs are definitely a safe bet in the league. So,
and plus he gives you a player that can still bulk up. He's a little skinny, so it's another player that can kind of bulk up, and you can wait and see what can happen. So I like it. I like the pick. It could definitely be interesting, and I think he makes sense in Indiana. So.
Okay,
right,
that
Seth,
leaves me with the final pick.
30. Yep.
That leaves me with the final pick of the first round with the LA Clippers.
Expansion team.
I honestly think that they're going to have whenever the new deal happens, the new TV deal, I think they're going to put a team in Las Vegas and bring back the Seattle Supersonics.
Yeah.
And then do they slide the team over to the East like the Pelicans or the Grizzlies or something?
I think they put the Grizzlies back in. Yeah.
I
Could
can
be
see them adding a
interesting.
Mexico City team at some point.
Could be.
I
We'll
don't even
see.
know.
I hope depends on where you want to get traded, but but go ahead.
But anyways, with the final pick of our 2023 NBA mock draft, I am going with Xavier shooting guard Kobe Jones.
Ah,
I th- yeah,
Yeah, he
I
did
think
fall.
that
So
I think that he's great for locker room. He has very much team oriented guy, and he has some very good NBA ready qualities that can really help bridge. I think he's very versatile in the way that he can be whatever the team needs him to be to win a game.
yeah,
makes
they need to
sense.
And
win some games, so that's a good pick.
and they need to win some games. Exactly. I think that's what this team kind of needs because they have all the pieces to be good, and they're just not.
Yeah, they
Well,
need
it's because
help.
their star players only play 14 games a year. Like, I
I
don't
agree with you.
understand.
Yeah,
Like, why
Exactly.
load management now? If Kawhi wants that All NBA, or All NBA, first team or defense, he is going to have to step on the court 65 games, and I am so happy about that.
I'm
We'll
very
see.
excited about that.
What's so funny is they did so much load management, and when playoff times come around, their stars were hurt.
Your players
So
are. It
what
didn't
was the
work,
point?
guys. We'll have to load
And,
manage different games next
and
year.
realistically, Kawhi Leonard had that until he injured his foot in game one, and they won. And it looked like he had a shot at taking down the Suns. So, like, what was the point if they're not going to be healthy anyway?
I don't know. Paul George said, "I'm back, 360 dunk. I'm out."
Yeah, honestly.
Also, just to be clear, Nate, what was your number 29 pick? Because I didn't put it down.
My
Oh,
number
it
29
was,
pick was Tristan Vukcevic.
Out of Serbia.
Gosh, I have
We
to
know them
find him.
Serbians are ballers, so you know.
I like the pick, to be honest. Also, it was good to keep up with those players just to see, because some of them end up turning up ballers, as you see from our reigning, not reigning MVP, sorry, Joel Embiid stole one.
Just combine it with the Taco Bell commercial, man. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, I see
Oh,
so
I'm not
many.
gonna lie. On my mock draft simulator, I cannot find this man.
Can you search it? ESPN had him at somewhere in the 30s, I think. So
he doesn't exist.
Oh, Tristan. I'm slow. I think you said Christian.
No, Tristan.
Yeah,
Tristan, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, with the final pick, I have Kobe Jones.
Cool.
Let's go, Kobe.
That's over half of the draft this year because there's only 28 second round picks. So we got you halfway through the draft.
And we will be going through all of them right now. I'm just kidding.
Dear God. But also, I'm sending Nate a graphic. I think, Nate, you'll be able to put up the graphic, right?
I can try to put it up in the video, but if not, it'll be in our thumbnail. So,
all right,
cool, awesome. So yeah, here's if we can do it. Here's the graphic of what our draft looks like for 2023. We'll also post it on our social media and everything.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
All right, boys. So before we go, if you haven't followed us on any of our social media, you can find it in the link in the description. Or you can look up at LTPD Pod on sorry, geez. Completely mind blank.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Thank you. You can find us at Let the Play Develop Pod on Instagram, at LTPD Pod on Twitter, or just look up Let the Play Develop. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you very much for joining us today. It's great for you to see our faces, I guess.
He changed it real quick. He said, "Great to see for you to see our faces."
For you to see our face.
Yeah.
If you're listening on streaming platforms, thank you so much for listening on there. Come and join us on YouTube whenever you get a chance. It's a more intimate experience, and we get to be face to face with you. Boys, you have anything else to say?
Go America!
Go America, baby!
You gotta,
thank you so much for joining us this week.
real quick before you head it into.
Okay, fair enough.
Add the context, Stephen.
Yeah. The United States and Canada are battling for the number one or the championship in the North American Soccer Conference or division. So, rooting for them. There you go. Go Captain. Go Captain America.
Go Captain.
If you know,
Captain
you
my
know.
Captain.
I was gonna say, if you don't know who Captain America is, and I'm not talking about Chris Evans, go watch a game. It's interesting. It's good stuff.
Dear
All
God.
right. Well, it's been real. I
right.
hope y'all
It
have
has
a
indeed
great
been real.
week, and we will see you next time on Let the Play Develop.
Peace.
Peace.